Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. This is William Hindman. I'm your host, and this is Just Force 911, where we look at how our public officials do their job, or they just completely lied to us. Hey, guys, this one here comes to us from Baton Rouge. Once again, we have a high-ranking official, a police chief, who was supposed to look into whistleblowers being threatened by officers because they were blowing the whistle, and he told everybody, yep, I looked into it, it's all taken care of, no problem. Well, guess what? He lied. Isn't that amazing? You know, these, oh God, this kills me. All right, let's do this first. Guys, if you would, we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the 27th of this month. If you can, help me out. Hit the subscribe button, the thumbs up, leave me a comment, hit the like and share because it helps my algorithms. Okay. YouTube is trying its very best to hold me back right now, and it's kind of working, but not really because people are seeing through it and they're not happy. But what can we do? It's their platform. Okay. So anyway, back to this story. The whistleblowers have been threatened by other officers, and the police chief was asked to look into it. He told the news and everybody, yep, I looked into it. It's all taken care of, no problem. They pulled records. Guess what? He never looked into it. The whistleblower was never even contacted. It is a joke. Now, keep in mind, this is happening all over the United States. It's not just in Baton Rouge. Okay, this is happening everywhere. This thin blue line, this blue shield, these clowns in uniform, and you Karens and Darrens and bootlickers that are going, oh, they have such a hard job. Well, not according to OSHA. Okay? First off, these are public officials. They're public servants. We hire them to do a job, and they're not doing it. All they're doing is covering each other's ass. That's it. There has been several, reports out that they're doing less than 4% of solving crimes. And they're not even holding the crimes, at bay that they're hired to do. It's just a big boys club. It's like the Boy Scouts with guns and, and bulletproof vests. It's a joke, and it's becoming worse and worse and worse. They don't want to do crime. They don't want to do their job. They just want to get paid and jerk each other off. And I personally, as a taxpayer that is paying for this joke, I'm tired of it. You lie, you kill people, you steal, you get caught, you piss and whine like a little bunch of babies. I have qualified immunity. Not if you break the law. You break the law, you should do the time because you did the crime. That's simple. I don't care if you're a law enforcement or not. And this goes all the way to the top. Okay? We're talking FBI, marshals, DEA, ATF. I don't care who you are. You break the law, you go to prison. End of story, done deal. But this big boys club has this all wrapped up to where, well, you can't sue us because we have qualified immunity. You guys are not sovereign citizens. You have to follow the law just like we do. Sorry, that's the way it is. And everybody needs to start chiming this out because this is getting ridiculous. Guys, let's check out the video, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Let's get to the WAFB team now.
And why this isn't all over the internet is beyond me, because it is explosive.
The Baton Rouge police chief being honest when he told everyone that he had thoroughly investigated threats to officers who were looking into alleged corruption within the department. So emails that we obtained through a public records request appear to show perhaps two different stories.
Our chief investigator, Chris Nakamoto, has those emails that contradict the chief's words he told our cameras. Good evening, Chris.
Liz and Greg, a sergeant looking into alleged corruption at Baton Rouge Police was apparently targeted by his colleagues. Chief TJ Morse said he thoroughly investigated and found nothing. Tonight, emails appear to show there was no investigation at all.
There's an old saying in life, the truth will always come to light. For Baton Rouge Police Chief TJ Morse, his answers are still shrouded in darkness, as questions he answered on 2 separate occasions appear to contradict what he wrote in emails on public servers at BRPD. On June 6th of this year, the chief downplayed threats to his officers investigating alleged corruption. Chief Morse told us this.
I'm confident that everything has been looked into thoroughly and that there was no wrongdoings of any current police officers.
The WAFBI team exposed a plan to target officers investigating bad actors. They were told to watch their backs, with officers planning to use tactics of threats, harassment, and having their license plates run by other officers trying to shut down the investigation into alleged corruption. Sergeant Gaten Montgomery investigated 3 different cases that led to arrests of his colleagues. In March of this year, the Magnolia Peace Officers Association said Montgomery was being threatened and demanded that Chief Morse look into the threats and investigate.
So the allegations were very specific to the officers that I've already fired.
After Morse assured us he investigated the threats, the WAFBI team put in a public records request asking for all emails and documents tied to that investigation. They returned this correspondence of emails which shows there was no investigation, and the officer who was allegedly threatened was never questioned. That officer wrote to the chief, "I learned that you have reviewed the letter and determined that an investigation was not warranted. Chief, I am shocked and disappointed to learn this news." He canceled his meeting with the chief. Morse responded to that email saying, "I am very confused by this email. There is nothing in the letter from Magnolia in the form of a complaint against current BRPD employees or asking for an investigation." Mysteriously, that email from Morse asking about what investigation was left out of the emails BRPD released to us through a public records request. Was it an oversight or were they trying to hide it? We caught up with Chief Morse at the Rotary recently to ask him about this alleged investigation he did and what he found.
I've been in constant contact with that officer, and I don't really want to mention his name, but constant contact with him, and have talked to him off the side, scheduled an interview. He wasn't able to, meeting with me, he wasn't able to make that meeting, and continue to look forward to talking with him.
Sources are saying there was never an investigation and that he was never talked to. You're saying that's false?
I'm saying that I've talked to him multiple times and that I talked to officer that was in charge of that investigation. And you got to remember, this started under Chief Paul back in early 2023, mid-2023, and that everything was taken care of even before Chief Paul left office.
Although Morse doubled down, saying he's been talking to that officer and they investigated, following our interview, the chief later called, admitting there was no investigation. We agreed to allow him to redo the interview. The chief canceled.
All of this sounds like it falls in line with the pattern and practice, the custom at Baton Rouge Police Department. That is, that if it's one of their officers that is accused to have done something, they do nothing.
Civil rights lawyers say Morse's mixed messages he's telling the public versus what he's actually doing, documented by email, could pose a problem for his future.
Do you think he owes the public an explanation as to why he said there was an investigation when we found out later there was none?
I think he owes his bosses an explanation. His bosses being the taxpayers, those of us who pay the salary of Baton Rouge Police Department. Absolutely.
Now, did you guys catch that? Like the gentleman said, his bosses, that's you and I. We pay taxes that pay his salary. He answers to us. Just like every costume clown out there. And they say, no, I work for the city. I work for the county. I work for the state. Yeah, we pay for you to work, to do a job that you clowns, for some reason, can't get through your thick skull that you have to do your job and do it correctly. We actually expect you to be up and above what everybody else is. And you clowns cannot do that. It's amazing to me. And we put up with it. And guess what? People are getting tired of it. Especially me. You know, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. We have at least 8 to 11 officers on our Phoenix PD that are on the Brady list, which means they're absolutely worthless. It's just a joke. And I don't understand. I don't get it. You scumbags are such trash that you guys can't even do your job, and we keep allowing you to do what you do. You guys are a joke.
In the email that was leaked to us, the chief did say he would like this issue to be resolved and he would be willing to meet with the officer. When the chief canceled our interview, he did not reschedule it. We sent him an email today telling him this story would air and asked him in person if he would want to do an interview to clarify his answers. He said he didn't have time and told us, quote, "Go with whatever you're going to go with." For the WAFBI team, I'm Chris Nakamoto. Greg, Liz.
Yeah, they don't care. They have qualified immunity. They're not worried about it. They know nothing's going to happen. Well, folks, if you all band together, they're going to start taking care of business the way they're supposed to, the way they're hired to do their job and do it correctly. But that means that everybody out there has to help. We have to hold these costume clowns accountable for their actions. Or lack thereof, in this case. Lying, killing, stealing, evading, lying under oath, perjuring, needs to stop. And the only ones that can do it is us, the community, because we pay their salary. You know, I hate to use the word defunding because it doesn't help anything. But we need to get it to a point where we have oversight by the public on what they're doing, which they don't want, because as much as they say, well, we want to be transparent. We want to, want you to trust us. Trust you what? You haven't shown any trust. You earn trust. You earn respect. And you costume clowns haven't earned diddly, in my opinion. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Remember, always phone the police and your public officials. You can't trust them to tell the truth. They lie all the time, and they're crooked. And that's why they're in the job they're in, because they couldn't hold a job anywhere else. Guys, let me know what you think. Have a good day and be safe.